to rejection. I know it's only redirection. I see the blessings right beside me. The chances of quitting are likely. I do it like I'm in my Nikes. Don't make excuses, they never excite me. Boxes, boxes. I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it, stop it. Quitting was never an option. Exhausted, exhausted. This passion is never exhausted. And you cannot stop it. Nah, you cannot stop it.
Good morning, Knicks universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Knicks Morning Brew on this Friday, May 3rd. Like always, I'm your guy, Hector, hanging out with my co-host this morning. I got the fly guy, Eddie Presti, and the one and only Mr. Jiggaman, Porto. And all you Knicks fans, wake up and get your coffee. Fellas, how we doing?
Eddie, you go ahead. You go first, bro. Go ahead.
Talk to people, Eddie.
Listen, man, doing well. There was a point in that game last night where I thought we're going to Game 7. There was a point in that third quarter where I said to myself, we're finished. We're finished. Because in that third quarter, it looked like, even that second quarter was bad, right? But fast forward to that fourth quarter. I mean, shout out to the Knicks, man. That was some of the best basketball we've seen the Knicks play all season. Mm-hmm. They sliced, they diced, they shared the rock, they got those rebounds. They played, absolutely tough, strangling Cobra-like defense. Cobra Kai? Sweet leg. Way to segue for that show in the afternoon, the pop-off. And we got the win, man. We got the win versus a very, very tough team.
Yes.
Despite guys like Buddy Hield going off.
Good Lord.
Philadelphia had 42 bench points. We had 5.
5.
We had 5.
And those 5 came in the fourth quarter.
Yes. They all came in the fourth quarter. Mitchell Robinson and
Deuce McBride with the 3.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So shout out to the Knicks on a big, big series win. Big win because they went to Game 7.
I had to pull this one up because, that says it all right there, man. What up, E? This is in the chat. This is our effing team. We're going to the finals.
Shout out, E. Shout out, E.
Yo, heck, I talked about it this morning on the Morning Cup of Joe. It's like, after just the last series, this series alone, every Knicks fan, we should all have like a GoFundMe page that we're all putting money in for therapy, okay? Because the roller coaster of emotions, just the last 2 games alone, the emotions were nuts. I'll tell you, bro, I was so happy to be home to watch last night's game opposed to being at the hospital the other night where I was having to be like real quiet, right? When that shitstorm happened. But being home yesterday, I was running like crazy. My grandmother, she's like, what happened? I was like, just celebrate, lady. She's like, all right. She started jumping with me. I was like, I love it. I love it. Man.
Yeah. Listen.
So exciting.
Piggybacking off of what both of you guys said, it was an amazing victory. I know early in the first quarter, we went up by like 20-something points. And then Philadelphia came back. They took the lead in that third quarter. But like you said, Eddie, that fourth quarter, I never saw that level of basketball from the New York Knicks ever. And shout out to the Philadelphia 76ers and to their role players. I know they got eliminated, but Buddy Hield finally showed up, right? Batum finally showed up. Cameron Payne, a.k.a. Mr. Ratburn, he showed up as well. And when they needed it the most, Tyrese Maxey, he disappeared. But even with Tyrese Maxey not having a good scoring performance, he did have about 7 or 8 points in that fourth quarter. So in the fourth quarter, he started to turn it on for the Philadelphia 76ers. But the New York Knicks, this is why you try to go up 3-2. This is why winning the first game in a playoff series is important. It sets the tone. And we are setting the tone and we are getting ready for round 2. I'm just excited. Shout out to our crew. Shout out to our guys. Shout out to our entire team. Shout out to the Villanova boys. Dante showed up. Jalen Brunson showed up. And Josh Hart showed up. I just want to read some stats real quick. Jalen Brunson, he is the first player in NBA history to score 40 points, 10+ assists, and a closeout game on the road. The first player in NBA history. I know going into this game, a lot of people were trying to shit on Jalen Brunson because of the debacle that happened in Game 5 and the last in the fourth quarter and in overtime. People were saying this game was going to be Jalen Brunson's legacy game. So if this was Jalen Brunson's legacy game, he added 40 points, 10 assists, and now what he's tied with Bernard King for the most 40 points game and in the postseason for the Knicks. Come on, guys. Shout out to the chat. We'll do the roll call in a second. I just wanted to sprinkle it on. Jalen Brunson,
go ahead, bro.
41 points. OG Anunoby, 19 points. Isaiah Hartenstein, shout out to iHeart, 14 points, 9 rebounds as well. Got to give it up to Josh Hart, 16 rebounds, and the big ragu, Dante DiVincenzo. But I'm going to just leave this right here for my man, JB.
Yeah. And shout out to everybody with those offensive rebounds, too. Josh Hart had 6. iHeart had 5. Mitch had 6. Without those offensive rebounds, we're not +8 on the second chance points. Those second chance points were the difference in the game last night. So listen, that's tough team to beat, that Philly team. They are good. Yeah. They are very, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
They're good. And listen, we're giving credit. Shout out to CP the artist, giving credit to Philadelphia. Let's not front. This Philly versus the New York Knicks, this series, from the playoff series that have been played, this was the most intense. This was the most difficult series that was out there when you look at the different playoff matches. There was no game that was as close as the entire Philadelphia. It's not like the Knicks and Philly were outscoring each other and defeating each other by a margin of 20 points or 10 points. No, every game was a nail biter. Every game was a nail biter to the end, and it was a great playoff series.
Every game came down to the fourth quarter. Sorry, Jigga.
No, you're good, bro. But talking on JB, that's why I made the graphic. Jalen Brunson is ours. The biggest thing about last night, guys, for me was after that last game, how he came out and took responsibility. Right? So many times we see like podcasts and shows and everybody's talking about a player and how they dropped the ball, but you won't hear that from that player. But JB came out and said, I have to do better in all facets. I have to look for my guys. I have to have my shot drop. We saw him literally take responsibility and then show the hell up yesterday because it was phenomenal. And we've all begged for it, right? We haven't really seen fast starts. We want a fast start. We got the fast start we freaking needed.
Oh, yeah.
But let's be real. Even at that 20-point lead, at that whatever it was, most of everybody in the playback gang, shout out to our playback gang that's in the building. But even in there, we all were like, don't get comfy. Yeah. You felt like you couldn't get comfortable. You knew it. You knew it was about to be a dogfight. But, man, Jalen Brunson, if there's any person, period, that has anything negative to say about Jalen Brunson, you are a clown. Point blank.
I just want to highlight a chat real quick, and I'll throw it back over to Eddie, because Eddie and I was talking about this backstage. Shout out to Calf Punk in the building with the $4.99 super chat. 2,500 first responders in the building. They couldn't even save the Sixers from choking. Let's go Knicks. And I want to talk about this real quick.
Hold on. Can I add to it? Because I made a graphic just for in case it came up. Craft, you segued this one perfect. Is this your king? Is this your king? Suck it, Sixers. Sorry,
Not just that, right? Craft Punk, appreciate you for the $5.99 super set. But the owner of the Sixers, one of the owners of the Sixers, coming out saying that we're going to buy tickets to give it away to Philadelphia Sixer fans so Knicks fans can't be in the building. My guy, first of all, that's not the flex you thought it was. You thought that was a flex. That's not the flex you thought it was. You have to give away tickets to your fan base because your fan base is not showing up. It's not the flex that you thought it was. And shout out to those first responders that took those tickets and was selling it to Knicks fans. My guy, Edward Fernandez from the South Bronx, working EMS 17 John, he was able to go out there and watch the Knicks game. So shout out to that firefighter. I'm not going to say their name. I don't want to get them in trouble for selling your ticket to my guy, Edward. But no, I know at least 2 EMTs from New York City that brought their tickets from firefighters and went to Philly to go watch the game. So shout out to you. You guys are the true heroes out there on these streets.
But the thing is, like, their social media team, they felt good about the clips they were putting out yesterday. Like, they thought they nailed it, They got random people waving flags like, what were you going to do? Like, jump for me, dance like a clown, earn your ticket. I was like, this is not the look you guys were going for.
Eddie said it on the last show. Philly, not the second to last show, right? When you was here last, because it was me and Eddie the other day, and it was lunacy. But he said it 2 shows ago. The Philadelphia 76ers they're fraud. I mean, the Philadelphia fan base, the sports fans from Philadelphia, they're frauds. Philadelphia is not the sports town that New York City is. Philadelphia is not the sports town that LA is or Chicago is. Philadelphia, you're still a small market team. You are not the big city team that the New York Knicks is. Go ahead, Eddie. Keep cooking.
No, I mean, look, last night, I'm just happy that I definitely think last night there was a ton of 76ers in that fans in that building because you guys could hear it, right? I mean, the second we went up in that first quarter, there was no Jalen Brunson got to the line. There was no MVP chance. When the Knicks fans tried cheering, you could hear them getting drowned out. So I give the Knicks a shout out last night for actually showing up and actually, putting the fans right on, he basically holding them accountable right off the rip. So, 76ers fans definitely did show up, but, in the fourth quarter, you could feel the nervousness. You could feel that everybody being apprehensive in that building. I could too. I mean, it was a heart attack that fourth quarter. It's a heart attack.
Shout out to Sean. Let's do the roll call, Rookie.
I was about to say, before you do the roll call, let's do a roll call. But I figured, you know what? Why don't you do the roll call while we actually, guys, if you've got children in the room, Phil, put the kids away because we are about to play a little bit of Knicks porn. Hector, you ready for the roll call? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not caring about monetization. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves.
I care about monetization.
Roll call. Get ready for your roll call. Go.
Brian Gustin is in the building. Brian, how you doing? Forever Knicks is in the building. My guy, Blood of the Panther, the top moderator of all moderators, is in the building. My guy, Rock, is in the building. Our future media is in the building. My friend Shanti is in the building. Shanti, how you doing? Ally Wise, peace God. Yo, Ally, we got to make sure we out there in Indianapolis. I don't know where it is on the map, but I'm going to be there, my guy. On Dios NYK is in the building. My guy, CT Pittman's in the building. I already said his name, but shout out to CP, the artist. My guy, CP, how you doing? Philip Porto is in the building. Phil can't be on the panel, but he's still here in spirits. And like Celso said, you got to love the Knicks porn on the screen because when it comes down to it, the New York Knicks, that dunk from OG Anunoby, somebody put it in the chat. I lost it. I was trying to bring it up. But that right there, the bar I was in lost their mind when OG threw it down for the dunk. To me, that's top 5 dunk in the postseason when it comes to watching the Knicks. That's top 5. That maybe could even be one. For me, watching the Knicks. I wasn't watching the Knicks in the late 90s, so I can't tell you from back then. But for me, watching the Knicks now, that's the number 1 dunk that I've seen in the postseason with the New York Knicks. Let's see.
I don't give a shit about dunks in the postseason. I don't care. Win a fucking championship, and then I'll talk about these dunks. I don't care. They won the game. That's all that matters.
Look, as amazing as the dunk was, of course. I mean, come on, a post on Embiid. You love that. He passed up the 3 to take it. But let's talk about it, guys, because I feel like we've had to all series long. The bird won't shut up.
Yeah, I think the bird's losing his mind because Eddie has a 5 o'clock shadow. Eddie looks weird with a beard. Eddie, I need you to shave. I don't like how it looks. I'm just be honest.
I don't know.
Nah, I'm joking.
The glue guy, period. The glue guy. If it's not for that 3-point shot, guys, we're having a different conversation. Josh Hart just is there every single time we need him, man, in every which way. Again, the points, the rebounds, everything he provided for us last night. We said we wanted Dante to step up. Dante did. But again, all of that doesn't matter without what Josh Hart keeps bringing to the table, bro. Eddie, I know you have a lot to say on Josh.
Yeah.
Well, no. Josh Hart's been incredible all series. I mean, I know in game 5 he wasn't that great offensively and actually with the rebounds. But my worry going into this next series, it's not really Josh Hart. It's not really anything. It's the fact that we literally have no bench left. I mean, the fact that Bogey now is out, okay, and we're down to 2 people playing 2 players off that bench. I think the balloons always come up when I write this. I don't know why. But we're down to 2 people on this bench. All right. And so in order to beat Indiana, we're going to need probably Precious Achua somehow put into this rotation because we need other points. I mean, we saw last night, if McBride's not scoring and Robinson's not scoring, we literally have no option of that bench. Nobody's talking about the Bogey injury. Nobody talks about it. but that's a big injury.
It's a big loss.
And especially we go to Indiana, who's got a very deep bench. They have a very deep bench. So that's one of my worries going into this.
I see your concerns when it comes to Bogey, but let's not act like Bogey was 100%. Bogey wasn't even 80%.
He brought something
out there, but still, he was still out. We know now the reason why his shooting was so down when he came to the Knicks, because he was dealing with a left wrist tendon issue, right? So we got damaged goods. So when it comes to Bogey, yes, he was supplying some type of punch coming off the bench. But if that punch is only 60-70% healthy, I'd rather have a healthy team, especially guys that play defense. Bogey doesn't play defense. He may help us offensively, but against Indiana, our number one thing should be defense. It shouldn't be offense. Yes, we have to score to win the game, but our defense is what's needed to punch Indiana in the mouth, because that's the one thing that they don't do. They don't defend to save their lives. And when it comes to Precious Achiuwa, I agree with you, Eddie. I think Precious needs to be a big cog when it comes to this second round, being a big piece coming off of the bench, especially when you look at Indiana. They're an undersized team. So if you have a matchup for Precious Achiuwa, this is the perfect matchup for Precious Achiuwa, a team that doesn't play big like Philadelphia plays big. Even though Precious was solid defensively in some moments, they were still outplaying him because they were way bigger than him. So Precious going up against Indiana, I feel a lot more comfortable knowing that Precious is going to be able to bang with those guys over there, because they don't outsize us.
Yeah, Hector, the concern just basically is that we're down to 7 players playing. That's all the concern. If we had Bogey in, even though he was, messed up, he still could hit a shot. Yeah, so, going into the series with Indiana, it's like, okay, I think Thibodeau has to find a way to get Precious involved. You have to, because you can't just run 7 guys out there. You can't, because we saw at the end of game 5, this team was half dead. When we went into that overtime, we were cooked. We couldn't score anymore. So I think Tibbs needs to find as many players as, even if it Burks.
But I think Tibbs, we will see more Precious, just because I think the series calls for it automatically, right? Yeah. Because the how familiar they are with Siakam, right? When it comes to Precious, they know how to handle their boy. They know that routine, right? So it's more of a, if we don't see him, that's really weird, because this situation really does call for it. I agree with you. I mean, I see everybody now talking about the Alex Burks. Are we going to see Burks? I'm still not here begging for Burks minutes at all.
We might see him though. We might,
because of the pure minutes, right? Because
and they have a lot of guards.
I don't know. I think my thing is, I understand we're down to 7, right? There's no excuses. We're literally using 7 guys. Precious would be that 8th, right? So you have to hope, just for the sake of having that body. But we've also proven that we can handle a team like the 76ers with 7 guys and put them to rest. And I'm sorry, people can talk all the shit they want about Indiana. I already got past the one that I had any little like, oh shit, there's going to be a battle. And that was the 76ers. I'm not worried about the Pacers. Okay. I'm more of trying to find where I can put a bet on how many times that Coach Tibbs yells at Obi when he's not even on our team anymore. You know what I mean? Like, Obi, what are you doing? He's like, wrong team.
I'm waiting for one of the press conferences for Tibbs to be like, see, this is why we traded Obi for that dumb shit. But no, I just wanted to point something out. We got over 215 people in the building rocking out with us right now. If you guys can, please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 5K subscribers, but YouTube is messing with the algorithm just because TikTok is about to shut down. So YouTube wants to become the new TikTok. So something new that YouTube is pushing on the bottom side of the screen. You see these reactions, right? If you guys can, just tap those reactions for us. It helps push the live out to get other Knicks fans in the conversation. It's not the old traditional hit the like button, hit the subscribe button anymore. No, YouTube is switching up their algorithm. They're trying to become the new TikTok. I know it's annoying for some content creators out there and for you fans that are out there. So if you guys can, please help us out. Just spam those reactions. Just keep on tapping them. It helps us with the algorithm. I apologize for the long PSA. Go ahead,
No,
Sels.
you're good. No, I was gonna say like a couple of people in the chat.
It's annoying. It's annoying. I just want to say it's annoying.
No, it
YouTube,
is
I love
annoying.
the platform. I love how we're able to engage with everybody that follows us, but it's annoying how they switch up the algorithm and they hurt us small content creators. My fault, Self. Go ahead.
No, you good. I won't mess up this guy's name, but Vision said he's getting his orange blazer this weekend, Eddie. He's ready.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Gabe in the chat, and Gabe, what up, Gabe? He said Precious will be huge this next series. I mean, it seems like most of our fan base agrees. We're going to have to see some of that Precious action against Indiana. Let me grab a couple more people in the chat. The chat is going nuts in here. Hold on.
And that was David Rios,
Let's go Knicks, David Rios for the 9.
Yeah.
Let's go Knicks. Need to win like it's 99. Need to avenge the 2012 playoff loss to Indiana. Preston and Burks need to play. Can't burn the guys out. Mets,
and Knicks
fan, let's go.
Highlight Blood's comment. Subscribe, hit that like button. If you guys can, support the channel by buying us a cup of Joe, cup of coffee for the boys.
Yo, we talked about Alex Burks for like 2 seconds, and Alex B already said, "No, just cut him. we're good.
Yeah.
Just cut his ass.
Alex B.
I want nothing to do with it."
Teresa, thank you.
Phil says Dallas is ending it tonight. All right, let's see. All right, so we'll grab it. We're gonna drop the open panel link.
Yeah.
Guys, this is literally come up. Shut up, bird.
Hold on. Shout out to Alex and Luca. Big Blue in the Bronx is in the building. Shout out to my guys. Shout out to the twins. I saw them at the NYYU event. Wasn't able to chop it up with them. But after the Yankees lost, immediately both Lucas and Alex started screaming out, "Let's go Knicks," because the Knicks were playing later on that night. So shout out to my guy Alex and Luca.
Also want to give a shout out to our boy Rock NYK. Hooked us up, bought us 3 coffees, and said, "I feel like I've been in a bar fight this morning."
Thank you, Rock.
Anywho, that's how we respond after Monday. No more miracles. Rock, man, we appreciate the support. For those of you that don't know that barcode right there, you can buy us a coffee. It helps us keep the money you actually tip us and donate us, not through the money that YouTube takes. Go ahead, Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to put this out there, right?
Ooh,
so,
I want one.
you know, I was on the Twitter Spaces. Obviously, we talk a lot of Knicks and stuff, but going into this series with Indiana, the fact that they won that first series against Milwaukee, I believe that we're going to be facing a different Indiana team than we were going to be possibly facing going into round 1. Because Indiana going into round 1, they didn't have any playoff experience whatsoever. Now they finally got a taste of the playoffs. And I understand they went up against a Milwaukee Bucks team that was hurt, but still they went up and they beat a Milwaukee Bucks team despite, you know, Giannis being down, despite Dame. I get all that. But we've had a rivalry with Indiana throughout, as long as I'm alive, as long as I can remember. It's never been like a 4-0 series, a 4-1 series. I really, and you guys could say whatever you want. You could say that they suck, that they play no defense. I don't think this series is going to be as easy as everybody's making it out to be. I don't, strictly based on our history, because if our history tells us anything, it tells us that these Indiana series are never easy. Now, this year could be different. It could be different, but I just think that I wouldn't take them as lightly as people are taking them. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I think the Knicks will win. I do. But I don't think it's going to be some simple, easy series, 4-0 series, 4-1. I don't think it'll be that easy.
Yeah. I don't think any playoff series, I don't think any fan or anyone thinks any playoff series is going to be easy. But when it comes to the Indiana Pacers, yes, they were able to eliminate the Milwaukee Bucks in a 6-game series, just like we were able to eliminate the Philadelphia 76ers in a 6-game series. This is my issue when it comes to the Bucks. The same way how people can point to our series and say that Joel Embiid wasn't 100%, Philadelphia had injuries, that victory wasn't 100% for the New York Knicks. It's the same way that I could look at it for the Indiana Pacers, because you know why? One, Dame Lillard and Giannis both weren't healthy in that entire series. And also, do you know what the Milwaukee Bucks record is with their head coach, Glenn, aka Doc Rivers? Do you know what their record is with him as the head coach? He took over for the team in January 29th. Do you know what the record was in the last 36 games, Eddie?
What was that?
17 and 19.
Yeah, they were terrible.
17 and 19. So when you have a Milwaukee's Buck team who is being coached by Doc Rivers, who's won a championship in his career as a head coach, but when you look at that series, right? When you look at the Bucks, they didn't have Dame at 100%. They didn't have Giannis at 100%, and they didn't have the right head coach. So the same way Indiana Pacer fans are poo-pooing on our victory with the 76ers, I'm poo-pooing on their victory against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Phil's saying I'm moving the goalpost. I'm not moving the fucking goalpost. What the fuck are you talking about? All I said was they will not be some cakewalk based on experience. I mean, Phil, you've watched some of these series over the years, us versus Indiana. When the fuck have we ever swept them? When has it ever been 4-1? Never.
No, never. I don't think I'm not sweeping.
Series. I'm not moving the goalpost. I'm simply saying that I don't think it's going to be some cakewalk. I don't. I think it's probably
and you know what, Eddie? Listen, I'm with you, bro. I'm not going to sit there and disagree.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think it's being taken out the wrong way. It's the playoffs. The same narrative we give for ourselves. Any team can win in the playoffs.
Yeah,
you get us to the dance, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. So I agree with you. We all know it's going to be a fast pace. So if you look at that,
we might slow them down, Jigga.
Right, but that's the one piece where if there's any concern, and I hate to say concern because there's not. I'm with you. We are going to beat Pacers. There's no question. We are taking that series. But again, it makes you just think of things like, yo, are you really going to be able to just run 7 dudes with that fast pace? It's a different pace than you get with the Sixers, right? So it's just more about the exhaustion. So I understand where you're coming from.
No, I understand where you're coming from.
Do I fear them in any way? No. It's just that pace. And it's the bodies, again, the injuries, like having that. So I respect that.
Points, Jigga, like yo, they get points in transition like crazy.
But there it is. I'm just pulling that one up.
Yeah.
Tell them, CAA.
I was bringing up that. I want to shout out to CAA Mafia and shout out also to my guy Mark Teamaker in the building who says you can't take anyone for granted. You all know that.
Exactly.
Mark, my guy, salute to you. I haven't seen Mark in the chat. Hope all is well. Hope the fam is doing good, my guy. Let's go Knicks. But we got some folks backstage. What happened? Go ahead, go ahead.
Sorry, I know because we're still on this topic. I'm just still before we bring them up. So, damn, never mind. Go ahead. Lost train of thought. Squirrel. ADHD.
Right, so we got some people backstage. We're gonna bring you guys up one at a time, and we bring you guys up as you guys appeared in the queue that's underneath us. So we're gonna bring up Chris, Jonathan, Sunil. No, we're gonna bring up. No, it was Chris, Rock, Sunil, Jonathan, and then Bobby. That's how it showed up backstage, and that's the order that we're gonna go.
The link is in the chat. Keep coming.
Let me get a thumbs up. Let me know you're ready to rock out. It's my guy Chris, aka Josh Hart's evil doppelganger. Bro, that 3-pointer at the end of the game was amazing. Thank you so much. In that fourth quarter, when the New York Knicks was struggling. Oh, I just want to point this out when it comes to Josh Hart. In that third quarter, we were struggling, right? Going into the fourth quarter, what was the first possession that happened? The Knicks missed the basket, and who got that rebound? Josh Hart jumped over 4 76ers to get that hustle rebound and to pass it out for a basket. Go ahead, Chris.
So, real quick, I thought that was a great comment. OG's mid-range game is beautiful. His mid-range game, bro, is so like, when we got him from Toronto, he wasn't a scorer, but you can see the talent there, and it's so efficient. Sign OG back. I know there's elbow issues. Maybe that gets fixed in the offseason. Bring him back. Bring that guy back, and Josh Hart should be a Knick for the rest of his career. Rest of his career. I had real quick. I had a conversation with a buddy of mine. Obviously, you guys know I live in PA, so he was doubting Josh Hart before the series, and he brought up some numbers yesterday, like, oh, look what his averages are. It's beyond numbers. He's diving for balls, like those loose, like the rebounding. I mean, forget about how much points per game the guy's having. It's timely possessions. It's timely shots. Timely. Again, loose balls where he's jumping all over. Shout out to my brother, Josh Hart. Be a Knick for life. Fellas, what a way to wake up this morning. And I wanted to touch on 2 things. I know there's a couple people waiting. One, I think the Pacers series will be tough. I agree with Eddie. It's 2 things to that series. 1, their pace of play. And 2, as we seen yesterday, we tend to have our own mistakes. We were up by 20 something. and we let them come back.
Yeah.
So we will not like ever run away with anything because of the way we play. So yeah, I wanted to give that quick point. And yeah, man, great series. I think most teams after Maxi's 3 in game 5 would have folded.
Mhm.
And there was a lot of concern there. Well, is that the change of the series? Is that the one that's going to get us? Because if it goes to game 7 and let's just say Brunson has a bad game, OG, then anything's up.
Yes.
Anything's up.
Yep.
But they showed fight. They came out with way
Mhm.
more energy. And yeah, Buddy Hield, had a great couple possessions there, big 3-pointers. But and two things to this one. One, I Josh Hart's defense on him in the second half he was locking him up. They took Buddy Hield out of that game. And two, as far as like just the whole like defensive mindset yesterday, bro, like they were let the others beat you. And then when the others were making their shots, they decided, all right, now we're gonna lock these guys up. Now let Embiid beat you. They let iHeart and Embiid go 1-on-1 for a while there. There was no double team. Let the man score his 2, and it will come back down. I was never afraid, and I know they had to come back and they were leading at some point, but we just stuck with it. And yeah, that's this team, man. Shout out to Tibbs. Shout out to the team. They showed heart yesterday. They showed fight. And yeah, on to the next one, boys. On to the next one.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
excited about
Chris,
this series.
I love that you said that. It kind of got me back on track to what I was thinking about before. So the squirrel moment came back. You know, yeah, seriously, bros. Thank you. So, but it brought me back to how much time we all spent of people complaining about, oh, why did we go for that 2 seed? Why did you go the harder route? We just took care of the harder route. We literally just took care of what is not your normal 7th seed, people. Okay.
Facts.
These are teams that before the playoffs came, you would have put on your list of, I'd rather not see them, but when it came down to it and the options we had, we all started staying on business, saying, give us the harder route, give us the home court, give us number 2. So after beating these 76ers, that's why I feel so confident going into this next round. I feel like we took the bigger, harder shot than what Indiana can give us. Indiana doesn't have the weapons and the power to punch us in the mouth the way the 76ers can. Maybe I'm just jumping out the window after last night, but that's where I'm at with that, man. So I'm still super stoked is all I want to say that we fought for that 2nd seed. Go ahead, Hector.
Before we let Chris go, Chris, I just got one question. I'm gonna drop you so we can bring up the next person. Jonathan, it's showing that your camera's not connected. Just refresh your stream. You good right there. So I'm gonna bring up Rock, then Jonathan, and then Sunil. But I want to ask you, Chris, because my guy put it in the chat. Trey put it in the chat. Maxey and Embiid is better than Siakam and Halliburton. So I want to ask you, who's the better matchup? I mean, who's the better duo? Maxey and Embiid or Siakam and Halliburton? Who's the better 2-punch?
Without that.
Me personally, because I again living in PA, watching so many Sixers, games and just being around the fan base, it's Maxey and Embiid. A healthy Embiid and Maxey is just like that duo, man. And that was my point before the series. You give a healthy Embiid, I'll give them the better top 2, like better than our Brunson and OG or whatever. But the next 7, I kept saying it, the next 6 to 7 players are all us. I'm not worried about Kyle Lowry, Kelly Oubre, and all these other guys. We have iHeart and Josh Hart, whatever. And my last point, question to you guys real quick before I head out of here. Do you think Miles Turner is a better matchup for iHeart starting? Like, is that a better matchup for iHeart to kind of get going?
Yes.
That's a good point right there. Yeah, I will have to say, yeah, just because he plays more on the perimeter. iHeart defends better on the perimeter than Mitchell Robinson. He doesn't play the low block game like Joel Embiid plays the low block game. But Chris, my guy, appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys go follow my guy Chris N Yankees Pod. He does the 12 to 1 o'clock with our friend Jimmy Randazzo, and then he has his pod from 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, depending on how long he wants to go. Chris, my guy, appreciate you, brother. Like
Chris,
always,
appreciate you, and I appreciate you checking in on me all week, bro. Appreciate you.
Listen, it's literally I met you guys and it's family. So shout out to Eddie, shout out to Celso and Heck. You guys are family. Keep it
Appreciate
going. If you're not subscribed and you're not liking, I don't know what the fuck you're doing as a Knicks fan. Let's go.
Yes,
There you
sir.
go,
That's the
Chris.
way to
There you go,
exit. You know,
Chris.
real quick before we bring the next person up, we got 285
Yeah.
of y'all rocking with us this morning. If you're on X,
Smack
do
the
us a favor if
like.
you can. It takes 2 seconds. Drop over to YouTube, hit a sub, a little like, a little sub, smash the heart button in the hearts and all
Buy
that
a
good stuff.
coffee.
On
Buy
X,
a
if you
coffee.
want to jump over and jump on the open panel, come on over. The link is here. We got more people backstage. Buy a coffee, all that good stuff. Next, we got our boy Rock. Rock, give me a thumbs up. I can't wait to see the backdrop today.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
what do
love
we
it. I
got?
see it right now.
Let's
I see it
go,
right now.
Rock. What up?
Bruce Leroy is in the bag. Who do you think you are, Bruce Leroy? Go ahead, Rock.
You know what, Hector? I think the appropriate phrase for the 76ers fans is, who's the master?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay? We got that glow. That's why I posted that background. We got that glow, and that glow is Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks. That's why I posted that background. It brought back so many memories. And for those that don't know, that's a 1985 movie cult classic called The Last Dragon. And it's about a guy who was searching for the master, just like us Knicks fans. And guess what? He was the master, right?
Mhm.
And we got that glow.
Facts. A lot of
You
people
know,
don't
so-
know that movie was put out by Motown, one of the Motown movies that actually came out. Shout out to them.
We got to tie it all together. But you know, real quick thought on the game, man. I'm exhausted, man. My family is exhausted. My wife and 3 kids who watched the whole series with me is exhausted. I couldn't even celebrate last night because I was exhausted. Right? We had, you know, it was a scuffle. I felt like I was in a bar fight. I literally felt living in New York. You know, we get into the streets a little bit, and you know that when you get into a fight and you come back home, how you feel. Like that's how I felt, right? But look, this series was crazy, man. Look, make no mistake about it. There were no miracles last night, right? And you know, we had so many great moments recreated from the 4-point play. Devo giving us the LJ version of that. The dunk 2.0 by OG. I mean, what more can you ask for? But look, we responded. You know, now we got to focus on these. You know, these cow people, the Indiana Pacers, right? And I think Chris mentioned a few stats here, and this is for really Eddie too, because I know you're a stats guy. I'm not worried about the Pacers, and I'll tell you why. People point out their pace. I always viewed pace as a regular season stat. It doesn't matter in the playoffs, right? Because everything slows down, right? They're one of the worst rebounding teams, and guess what? We are one of the best rebounding teams, right? They, you know, you talk about the fast break, but it's not necessarily their fast break that leads to their scoring all the time. Is that they lead the league in assists. They are a pass first team. Okay. The other stat I want you guys to pay attention to is second chance points. Guess who gives up one of the most second chance points in the NBA? Indiana Pacers. Right. And guess who's really good at second chance points? The New York Knicks. I talked about rebounding. Listen, this team could score flat out. Out of the 82 games this year, there was only one game they didn't score over 100 points. In the playoffs, they're around 108 points a game. But they're playing the Bucks. The Bucks play no defense. They shot 47% from 3, right? To the points earlier, Miles Turner, I think there's two X factors that we got to watch. Miles Turner and that annoying McCollum guy, right? Any Knick fan will tell you he's a Knick killer.
McConnell.
Yeah. Sorry, but
yeah. That's Eddie's favorite play out of fucking college.
100%.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be a great series. I don't think it's going to be as tough as people think it's going to be. I think worst case it's Knicks in 6. Best case, look, it could be a sweep. You know, but I would look, and I'll say that with this. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers get one in the Garden because it's the Pacers and it's the Garden and it's the Knicks, right? But if we don't hit the panic button here, Knicks are going to win this series, assuming we avoid any catastrophic injuries, knock on wood, or anything else like that. You know, we got OG, we got Precious. They're going to lock down Pascal, right? I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about Halliburton. We got bodies to throw at him. We match up well with this team. I'm not worried about them getting on the fast break, but I think we're in a good position.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the secret weapon when it comes to TJ McConnell, because TJ McConnell was a Knicks killer this season, is going to be the player Deuce McBride. We're going to need Deuce McBride to step up big time defensively off the bench to lock in on TJ McConnell. I don't want TJ going off for 20 points. If we lose a game, it's going to be because TJ McConnell goes off for 20 to 30 points off the bench.
Another key thing from last night is you mentioned Deuce. Guy missed his first 3 shots. I was telling my wife and kids and everyone, I'm like, oh man, this is confidence now. But what did he do in the fourth? He stepped up and hit a huge 3-pointer.
When it mattered the most.
Right?
Facts,
probably next to Precious's 1 point or 2 points he had the other night. That's probably the biggest 3 points I've ever seen. But, look, we're in a good space. It's good to be happy. Cinco de Mayo this weekend is going to be lit for me, right? Because I'm going to be celebrating my Knicks. We got a Monday game to get ready for, and I'm going to leave you guys with one thought here.
All right.
Go ahead, brother.
Sunday night, I was watching the Bob Marley movie, One Love, and I was struggling with Jalen Brunson and his nicknames. We got the Brunson Burner, we got Captain Club, we got all these nicknames, right? Fair. And there was a line in the movie, I won't ruin the movie for everyone, but there was a line in the movie where Bob Marley's wife tells him he's going through a trying time, and to build him back up, she says a phrase to him that sometimes the messenger has to be the message. Jaylen Brunson is the message, right? You need to get that narrative going. That is his nickname. He is the message. And you heard it here first on the Morning Brew crew.
Let's go.
Rock.
We appreciate you, bro.
Rock.
Have a great weekend. I'll be back with you on Monday, bro.
Love you guys.
Hey. You, big bro.
Yo,
that's
that
my guy,
good.
Rock. And with that,
message.
we got 300 people in the building. That was dope. I ain't gonna lie. That's the message and the messenger. That was some good shit right there. Shout out to my guy, Rock. Before we bring up Jonathan and Sunil, I got a video that I want to play, and this is from last night. I was at the bar, local by me, Fort Tryon. Shout out to the Tryon Public House or whatever. We're going to try to put together a watch party for round 2. So watch this clip, and we'll be right back. It's just 20 seconds.
Hart has it, dribbles it out, and the Knicks win. The Knicks advance to the second round.
Yeah. One time for the city. Yeah. Same aura as before. The smoke got blowing orange laws, meaning you can sue at your own cause. Last of a breed.
Yeah. Hart has it. Dribbles.
And oh God, playing again. And it's uptown, right? So for everybody to know, right? I know a lot of people, they skeptical about coming to Washington Heights, but it's literally on the A train down the block. It's just 25, 30 minutes away from Madison Square Garden. So just be on the lookout for those dates. We'll let you guys know. And it's going to be a good time. It's always a good time for a good time. And yesterday, not only did the Knicks win, I want to be selfish for a second. I want to shout out my girlfriend, Alex, right? Because before the Knicks game, she had her debut on Law and Order, right? It's out right now on the NBC app. You guys could go and watch that episode. Shout out to my girlfriend. Again, amazing job for her debut episode on Law and Order. We went from watching her on Law and Order to watching the Knicks win and closing out the first round. So I just want to take a second to give her a salute. So let's bring up Jonathan and then Sunil as well to join the convo. Jonathan, let's get a thumbs up, my guy. There it is. There it is. Sorry, that's a fact, Teresa. We love Alex.
Jonathan.
Hi.
Hey. Go ahead, Jonathan. You look tired. Did you sleep? You look like you haven't slept since last night, Jonathan.
I didn't sleep very much last night. But
Jesus Christ.
Jonathan is still at the same bar he watched the game at last night.
Yeah. Jonathan got drunk on Capri Suns and slept in his car. That's what happened.
But do you remember last week? Do you remember what I said at the end of my statement?
You said Knicks and 6, bro. You've been saying Knicks and 6 from the beginning, Jonathan. Knicks and 6, Knicks and 6.
Yeah. So
well, then, Jonathan,
I'm
tell
not
us what our future
I'm
is.
definitely not a betting man. No, but I got one right. The last time I went to a horse race, I lost money. But anyway,
did you win any? Wait, hold on. You said you don't bet.
Look, I'm very optimistic with this team. I think the loss of Randall hurts this team a little bit, but everybody else picked up the team and they won. I think it would be much easier to win with Randall, However, that's not the case.
What do
It
you
was
think?
nice seeing Randall. It was nice seeing Randall out there though yesterday, Jonathan. You know, just the little glimmer of what could have been if he was able to play. What do you think we're going to do with the Pacers, Jonathan?
What are we going to do with the Pacers? I think with the energy, maybe. Can I make a optimistic guess?
Say the guess. Say it, Jonathan.
5.
Knicks and 5. It's my guy, Jonathan.
That's my most optimistic.
That's what
5.
I'm talking about.
Man, your most optimistic won't even let you go to 4. Like your most optimistic said 5. All right, fine.
I don't want to give you hopes up if they lose again.
No, it's fine. It's fine, Jonathan. It's fine, Jonathan. But Jonathan, again, appreciate you, bro. Thank you for always jumping on the open panels like always. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks. And if we have that watch party, you better be there, my guy. I'm gonna hold you to it, okay?
A watch party?
Yeah, I'll let you know the details. All right?
Details coming.
Send me a message.
I definitely would.
Have your people call my people.
Sunil, let me get a thumbs up. Let me know you're ready to rock out. Alex says, good morning to the best chat. Thank you, everyone, for all the love. I'm sending all my love right back to you all. Thank you so much.
Hector, who am I?
Alex.
Guilty.
Sunil.
Go ahead.
Hey, you're sprinkling on the topics. You haven't even said anything yet. What are you sprinkling?
I'm just hoping to see the Sixers owner watching the stream, and I'm like, are you feeling a little salty today, motherfucker?
Yes.
Sunil came in with, he chose violence. Go ahead, Sunil. Tell him.
Eddie, how you feeling about Game 6 tonight, Mavs Clip Shits?
Clippers suck. I mean, it's just a matter of time before they get eliminated. So, I mean, they're frauds. They're frauds. Every year they do the same thing. They win 1 or 2 games in the playoffs, and half their team gets hurt. It's the same shit over and over.
Yeah. At what point do you say, Kawhi Leonard, please retire? It's kind of like the Yankees with Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah. Fraud.
Thanks for tuning in, Sunil. He knows better than to throw a Giancarlo blasphemous. Stop talking about it like that.
Well, at least Kawhi has a championship. Giancarlo Stanton doesn't have a championship. But I know you was talking about the Mavs and Clippers. Listen, I think the Mavericks are going to win this series when it comes down to it. There's 2 teams that if everything works the right way, if the cards and everything hits and we get the points and the rebounds, if we're able to make it to the NBA Finals, there's 2 teams that I want the Knicks to match up to. One is the Minnesota Timberwolves. So Mr. Tom Thibodeau could get his revenge on the team that threw him into NBA purgatory. And the other one is Jalen Brunson getting his revenge on Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks. And it's also it also would be Kyrie Irving coming back to New York City, the city that told him to go fuck himself. So those are the 2 matchups. If I could write out the perfect movie ending, that's why I want it to be. I don't think it'll happen, right? It's a lot of things are going to happen if any of those 3 teams make it to the finals, but I don't think it is right now.
I don't want any part of Minnesota, Hector. None, 0.
Well, only because of Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards. I understand that, but I'm just saying Anthony Edwards right now, he is having his come out party this postseason. I can't wait to see what he does in round 2. Shout out to Michael Jordan's son.
He's incredible.
Well, Jokic and Murray will have their way with Minnesota, so you're not having that. And Minnesota is that city that's home to the Vikings, home of the 4-time NFC Super Bowl losers.
Yeah. So now, question. Predictions though. How many games do you think this series is going to go Knicks versus Pacers? How many games do you think it's going to be?
I heard some of the conversation around TJ McConnell, and I'm just hoping he doesn't turn into white boy Reggie Miller, because that's going to be a fucking disaster if that happens.
He's not that good.
Yeah. And
I don't. Yeah.
Mavs in worst case 6, best case 5. I'm with Jonathan there. And I just had one Philly barb to throw out there, because it was Tyrese Maxey Pad who was basically throwing out the Reggie Miller choke meme the other day. How you guys feeling, Philly?
Sunil, appreciate you like always, my guy. Thank you so much for always supporting and coming up to the open panel. Again, let's go Knicks, my guy. So we got 2 more people backstage. I got Lon Ray and I got Wiz. I'm gonna bring up Lon Ray and then I'm gonna bring up Wiz, aka the captain of the Deuce Hive. Lon Ray, let me get a thumbs up. Let me know you're ready to rock out, my guy. That's my guy, Lon Ray.
Hey!
How we feeling, baby? We closed it out. How you feeling, dog?
Yo, man, we feeling, the vibes are fucking immaculate, man. I am feeling absolutely amazing. This is a perfectly blessed Friday. Man, my Thursday could not have gone any better. Sporting-wise and personal-wise. Sporting-wise, Chelsea, the Mets, and the Knicks all won. Obviously, the Knicks are that huge fucking closeout, man. We'll fucking get it.
What up, Andre?
Personally, I just had a great day, man. I feel like I can conquer the fucking world now, man. That was amazing. First and foremost,
Lon Ray, I want to ask you for my fault. Before I cut you up, you said Chelsea. Are you a football fan? Overseas soccer fan? So I want to ask you. So there was a conversation going on. This is perfect. I was waiting for somebody who's a soccer fan. So I saw this interview over the past couple of days. A former MLS soccer player said that Knicks fans is the closest thing that you would get to international soccer fans. So when I asked you as a Knicks fan and as somebody that watches international soccer, what's your take on that statement? And then go into your take about the Knicks. My fault.
Okay, yeah. So honestly, that's really, really not inaccurate at all. And, the international soccer fans I think he's specifically referring to are ultras. Because all of us here, whether we met on Twitter, whether we met on other forms of social media, or just grew up rooting for the team and all that, or if you're into all 3 of those categories, we all live and breathe this fucking team. Especially now, our pride is loudest. Our team's actually doing well. This is the first time we've made consecutive second-round appearances since 99-2000. I think that's crazy, for because us, man. But yeah, it's definitely an accurate statement. I agree with that. We are ultra crazy about this fucking team, man. Even in the bad years, we were winning only 17 games a season.
I'm gonna go back to Nick convo a second because Lonray, you were out there yesterday. You were out in the street. Did you end up at the watch party yesterday?
No, I actually stayed in Jersey, believe it or not.
Because you were in the playback with us last night. We were lit last night in the playback.
Yo, it was crazy. Insane. It was insane. I accidentally spoiled one of the free throws, and they wanted to beat my ass so bad.
Oh,
I was laughing so hard.
It's 3 or 5 seconds faster than this.
Lonray put it in there, and everybody, we lost our shit. I was like, that's it. Lonray's done. He's been kicked out forever. All right, so Lonray, I gotta ask you, bro. First question. Favorite part of last night, man?
Favorite part of last night? It's gotta be that OG dunk, man. Nigeria is better than Cameroon all the fucking time. OG fucking proves it. And those guys got beef too. Dating back, obviously when OG is in Toronto, they always, had scraps, had scuffles whenever they played against each other. So yeah, that dunk, that poster was fucking personal. That was definitely my favorite part. And
I laugh because you're only going to get the joke that you just said if people understand international history and international studies and working relationships between countries. So I'm laughing from that statement you made. Go ahead, Larry, keep cooking.
Yeah, man. And then also that Josh Hart 3, man. It was definitely really tense and hairy, but I was always confident that we were going to pull it out, even when it looked like we were losing that 8-point lead late. I'm just Jaylen Brunson's got me. Lightning can't strike the twice the same time or whatever. It can't strike twice the same week. It was Matt, Embiid put that team on his back before he got fouled out. It was Maxi's turn to kind of fall by the wayside. I do got to salute their players, man. Some of the role players like Kelly Oubre did better than I thought he would this series. I gotta give their guys some credit. Buddy Hield been fucking invisible. Didn't play most of the series. Got 20 off the bench. Basically fucking torched us. I was actually just a tiny bit worried that he was gonna, somehow sink the desperation heave at the end of the game, just because if he would, that would be so fucking New York Knickerbockers, right? But thankfully it clanged off the rim. Also shout out to Tobias Harris, man. He understood the assignment. He scored the same points as all of us combined yesterday, man. Homie understood the assignment, man. Double A's and shit. And if I'm being real as a basketball fan, the Sixers really should just get rid of him. I think that's pretty much a commonly accepted wisdom among.
He's a free agent. He's done, Lonray.
Yeah, he's finished. He's finished. I don't know who's going to take him, honestly.
The Suns.
He's finishing. He's feeling some. The Suns would take anybody right now. They're in
Yeah.
desperate need of whatever they can find. But when it comes to Tobias Harris, what's going on in Philadelphia, right? Yes, it sucks that Joel Embiid doesn't have a proper team around him. Him and Maxey are like great pieces, but they don't have the building pieces around him. This all falls on the ownership in Philadelphia and the GM at the time. They decided to go with Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler, and that was the worst mistake that they made. They gave up future assets.
Josh Richardson.
They gave up. That's what I was just saying. They gave up future assets, future picks in order to get Jimmy Butler, and you decided to let him walk away, who was a better playoff performer for you. I know Tobias Harris was a few years younger than Jimmy Butler, and that's why they probably did it. But Jimmy Butler was the better playoff performer. What was the better playoff performer? So this all falls on the 76ers.
Too is just so embarrassing. I don't, even in hindsight, I just don't understand how you could think that's a logical decision, a logical conclusion to make. That's just insane to me, man. I mean, thank God it's not our problem, right? Thank God it's not our problem. That's their problem.
You know what was funny last night, guys? I talked to a lot of guys in the playback about it. But did you, Eddie and Heck, and I'll ask you that, Lanre, did you feel a couple times in that fourth, like you caught yourself saying, "Oh, the fix is in"? Like even felt like multiple times, like, "Oh, here it goes, the fix is in." But yet we somehow still managed to deal with it and do what we had to do and keep getting the offensive rebounds. I was like, man, I felt like the rest were going to try to steal it from us a little bit there.
Scott Foster, the extender, man.
Oh God, I was looking at Scott Foster. I was like, "You're such a fucking company man. You're trying to make it go to game 7. You're trying to make it go to game." I get it. The NBA, they won a game 7, right? Because there's no West Coast teams playing at the moment. There was no West Coast teams playing last night, so they wanted the Knicks. Everybody's like, "Why are the Knicks playing at 9 p.m.?" Because there's no West Coast teams. You need a team to play late night for the revenue, for the ad revenue.
I was most concerned when we were missing those free throws.
Yeah,
I was like, another free throw. Come on.
Look, even though we won, it's still an area of emphasis we have to address.
It's a huge concern. It's a huge concern.
Terrible.
Because I mean, and it's even JB. I mean, it's everybody. Like you're expecting at least one miss, but when you're seeing them miss 2 free throws, again, how many did we miss last night, Eddie? I know you always pull up.
We were 70%. We missed at least 9 or 10. I want to say. I know we were at one point 16 or 24. I forget what it was after that.
Yeah, but I mean, 9, 10 free throws missed. That's a big deal.
Well, we've been doing it the whole series, the whole playoffs.
If we're being real,
in the regular season, we were fine.
If we're being real, championship teams don't shoot that poorly from the line, bro. Something they gotta fix that shit. Thankfully, they got the next 3 days off to really work on their free throw shooting and really work on just being more reliable, especially from the line in the clutch, man. I didn't like what I saw on that front at all. Thank God we won the game. We closed the series out. And honestly, considering how heartbroken we were on Tuesday, it definitely feels a lot better to close it out on their home floor in Philly. Which, the roar at the end when Josh got that final rebound, bro, it definitely sounded like it was New York, not Philly. And also, just a quick question for all three of you guys. I don't know if I'm weird or crazy or something, but do you guys ever, like, whenever, like, your team makes a big play, hits a big basket, or the final buzzer sounds or whatever, do you guys ever keep replaying the video or rewinding those final seconds to see the reactions on the losing team, on the team we beat?
No, I don't think I've ever done that.
Okay, so I'm a weirdo. Shit.
I so badly want to see Lanre's social media feed now. Okay,
Lanre, my guy. What's your predictions for this series? How many games you saying? How many games you thinking?
Okay, I put this in the comment section earlier, but I'm gonna say this out loud. Knicks in 4+1, and I say +1 because I'm gonna give them a little leeway. Maybe they have one bullshit crazy 3-point shooting barrage one game in Indiana, and then it's 3-1 coming back, and then we just close it out on the home floor. But this is not to underestimate the Pacers. Obviously, even you could say whatever you want about the Bucks not being healthy or whatever. They still had to play their ass off to close that series out at home. Especially with Dame being, on the other side for Milwaukee. So it's not an underestimation of them, but I think, we pose such a matchup nightmare for them that I think this series will be much, much lighter work than the 6 the 1,600 heart attacks we got in this 6-game series against Philly.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, bro. I will talk to you soon. And you know we about to do that playback next week, bro. We back at it.
Yeah, hell yeah. About to be on Sean's space at 1 o'clock. Knicks
1
on
o'clock.
Knicks,
Yeah,
so.
Knicks on
Nice,
1. All right,
yeah,
bro. Talk to you
yeah.
a bit.
Thanks for having
Later,
me.
Lon Ray. Of course, brother.
So
I
know
think
I love chopping it up with Lon
Eddie,
Ray.
I'm gonna
Such a
throw
great
it
guy.
to you. I know we still got more people backstage. I see we got Wiz back there. We got Jay Boogie. We got Bobby. So people keep loading in. We'll bring you guys up in a second. Bobby, I'm waving back to you. I see you. Give me 1 sec. I want to talk about this with you two real quick, and the chat as well, because I think it was who was. I think it was when Chris was talking. We always talk about lock down their main guys, right? Like Embiid, Maxey, let the other guys do whatever. As long as you lock these two down. We really saw that play out, right, Eddie? To where it's not. Like we held them down. Then you got freaking Buddy Hield going. So go ahead, Eddie. But I guess my question is,
you're exactly right. I mean, held on Embiid, held on Maxey, and then fucking Buddy Hield goes off for 17 points in the first half. And then you got Cameron Payne. He was doing that little slide step on those three.
No, I didn't think I could hate someone as much as I hate Lowry.
Bro, he has a nice move on those three.
Cameron Payne has the most. Cameron Payne's shot is the most disgusting shot I ever saw. It looks so nasty. It looks so bad, but it goes in. It goes in. And you know, shout out to the Heat fan. There was one Heat fan who was at the bar yesterday, and they kept bringing up the point. Well, Buddy Hield's a great 3-point shooter. Go fuck yourself. I don't care about Buddy Hield.
Hold on. A shout out to Gabe. Bought us 3 coffees. Enjoying what y'all got going on and keep doing y'all thing. Let's go, Knicks. Knicks in 6. Appreciate you, Gabe. Thank you so much.
We are sitting at 4,235 subscribers. You guys have helped us out. We've gained 10 new subscribers since starting the show this morning, and you guys are helping us out. If you guys can, just rapidly smash the reactions on the side right over here. Let's do the smash. We got to come up with a term for it, the Smash Army. Let's do it, Smash Army. Yes. Smash the like button, smash the smiley face, smash the 100, whatever you could do. Just smash the reactions right now for YouTube.
So here's part 2 of my statement, and I'll start with you, Eddie, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring up Wiz real quick as well. He can answer that, and then Bobby and Jay Boogie to close out. We know who their players are. Are there, if we lock down the 2 that everybody keeps talking about, right, Halliburton and Siakam, is there other ones that we really need to be worried about if we're locking those 2 down? Do they have those other bench pieces like the Sixers do, Eddie?
They do. They got a lot of guys on their team that could hurt us. Their bench is good. You know, just off the top of my head, you got TJ McCollum. You got those, what the fuck is the guy's name? It starts with a D. Duarte. You got Chris Duarte there.
Yeah, Chris Duarte.
The dude with the goggles, the backup center. They have a deep team.
Benedict Mathurin as well, who was a young kid but what I'm saying is that he's a young kid that Knicks fans wanted to get. I know I wanted to draft him. Yeah.
Look, that'll be the challenge with the Pacers. The challenge will be, yes, they don't have the starting 5 that Philadelphia has. They don't have the star power that Philadelphia has, even though they do have 2 stars. Embiid and Maxey are levels up from Siakam and Halliburton.
Pause, timeout. Paul Pierce is a clown. What up, NYC B-ball? I'm sorry. I couldn't let it slide. I didn't mean to cut you off, Eddie, but I could not let that sit in the chat longer than it's allowed to. Continue.
No, what I was saying is the challenge will be with the Pacers will be all those.
Hold on, wait. Thank you, Blood. Chris Duarte, he got traded to the Kings.
All right, the other guy that sounds like Duarte. I forgot his name.
It's fine. You don't understand Caribbean last names. I get it. It's fine. Go ahead.
Of course, I'm a stupid gringo. What do you expect? But anyway, the bench is the challenge. That will be the issue for the Knicks because they could run much more guys than we can. And with that said, me no hablo español. So I'm gonna go play this thing now because now it's pissing me off.
Wiz,
appreciate
my guy
Blood.
is in the building. What it do,
Wiz?
Before Jay Boogie comes on, I'm glad Hector's not here because I'm going to drop my little bars that I stole from my old school team, Sugar Hill Gang. You know what I'm trying to say? Here we go. You ready for the little bar from Sugar Hill? Back in the Wiz way? And we smoking some more Eddie. Ready? You see, I am Wiz BK, and I'd like to say hello to the blacks and the whites.
Yeah.
The browns and the yellow and yellows. Now,
God.
I'm in LA. So after school, I went to get dip in the pool, which is really on the wall. I got a color TV so I can see the Knicks play basketball.
Hey, my guy Wiz.
Wiz killing it.
Yo. Great game. I won out too, man. You know, I've fought a lot of fights. I've done, full contact. I've played football. My body's aching today like I did all that yesterday combined. Oh my goodness, my heart. But that was a beautiful thing, man. Eddie. Thank you, Eddie, for bringing the white. Dante DiVincenzo.
Eddie, you officially represent all whites on the
I'm the creator of the whites. Shout out to the whites.
I was up this morning having some positivity this morning. It was on the train. My boy Hector, I feel you. I feel like somebody got a hug. I'm going to give you a big bear hug, Hector. I'm going to pick you up off the ground. I'm 6'4", 220. I'm going to pick you up.
Just your 6'4" ass. Just remember, I got a bad back. Just remember that shit before you pick me up off the ground, right?
I'll hold you like a baby. I'll hold you in my arms and rock you.
There you go. There you go. Treat me like do me the Russell Westbrook shit. Go ahead, Wiz.
This shit went off the rails real quick. Wiz, we love you, bro. Let's go kick some Pacers ass.
Yo,
Wiz,
by the way, Eddie, we're going
give us one more.
Pressure's coming on. We're going to even use Sims in little potential roles. Don't worry about the bench right now. Except I'm worried about one man. You guys may not be worried about him. But my boy Obi Toppin is coming from the bench. Be careful.
I was waiting for
Obi.
it.
That's all I gotta say.
Wiz, we love you, bro. We'll talk to you later. Yo, Wiz came in.
Shout out to my guy Wiz.
Hit the whites.
Yeah, it was so random. The blacks and the whites.
Real quick, Petruzzi. Hold on, Petruzzi in the chat. Thanks, bro. He just sent it over. So New York versus Indiana, Monday.
Okay.
5-6.
Thank you, Petruzzi.
7:30 p.m. Wednesday, the 8th at 8 p.m. Then we head over to Indiana on the 10th and the 12th, 7 and at 3:30 p.m. So that Sunday game 4 will be an afternoon game. All right, Monday, 7:30 p.m. How you doing?
So I was talking about Andrew Nemhard. That's the guy who I thought I got messed up with. What's his name?
Duarte.
No. The guy who went to the Kings. I got Nemhard.
Duarte. That's who went to the Kings.
I got him mixed up, and the guy with the fucking goggles. They got McDermott though. I don't think he plays. Who's the guy? Jalen Smith.
Yeah,
is the other guy. That's the guy with the goggles. So
yeah. Jalen Smith is a nice player. I like him. We got Bobby, we got E, and we got J Boogie backstage. Bobby, let me get a thumbs up, or you could just wave. Let us know you're ready to go. Bobby, come on, Bobby. Bobby.
Sorry, I had to take care of some important business. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Hey, how do I follow up a call like Wiz? That guy is awesome. I like him. I like that.
Right?
Guy.
It's hard to follow. Listen, you don't want to follow a Wiz or a J Boogie. It's always tough. It's always tough.
Okay, so I got a question. Don't the Indiana Pacers play 3 at their home before they go back to New York?
Wow, 2.
It's first 2 at home for the Knicks.
Okay, so I'm going Knicks in 5. That's what I'm thinking. Knicks.
Let's go, Bobby. Let's go, Bobby. That's what I'm talking about, Bobby. Bobby Lightning is in the building. Knicks in 5.
Yeah, I told you Knicks in 6, didn't I?
You called it, Bobby.
You did, Bobby. You did say.
I was getting nervous yesterday, though. I was getting nervous. Hi, Eddie.
Hi, Bobby. I'm going to ask you the question I've been asking everybody. What was your favorite play or part of the game last night?
Well, I was happy that I'm just happy we won. I was excited. I didn't like the 9 o'clock start, but I guess you have to make their money. So, but it was a good game. I stayed up late. Then I went over to went over to Nick. You know Nick, the proud Jet fan?
Yeah, Nick Shine, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, me and Bonesy had our own show. Bonesy with Bobby.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Nice, Bobby.
Well,
Yeah, we had
Bobby,
trivia.
Predictions for the next round before we bring up E so she can give us her take. What's your
Yes.
predictions? How many games we going?
The Knicks in 5.
Yeah,
And
Bobby.
5. Let's go, Bobby.
Hi,
Bobby,
guys.
love
I'll
you
see you
all.
later, bro.
See you next
Bye.
time. Later, Bobby.
All right,
I
so
love
listen,
when
by
Bobby
the way-
like goes like, all right, bye guys. I love when Bobby does that.
That's our guy. What is that, Eddie?
Nemhard is shooting 45% from 3. Bobby
Fucking hard.
Shepard is shooting 50%. The Indiana Pacers guy, by the way, they have a solid 8-man rotation, but they've given their whole 12.
I'm about to say they've used 12. I mean,
They-
they've got
they've
guys that are putting
used
3
12.
points, 6 minutes.
Right. So they're 8 deep, easy.
They got bodies.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and they got a lot of 3-point shooters. So I don't think that's what might kick us in the curb is their depth.
Eddie, I would hate to have to go to you to do my taxes. Go ahead, Celso.
So listen, I'm gonna try my best not to ask for any life relationship goals for the first time caller. Hey, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're ready. Yeah, is in the building.
Hey guys, can you hear me? This is the first time I ever did it. I don't know. Hello to the panel. Hello, fucking Knicks fans.
Let's go, E.
Let's fucking go, motherfuckers. Oh, I'm here.
No, totally
can.
allowed. Approved.
Sorry. Oh my god.
Don't worry about it.
Game. What a fucking game. How can you not have somebody on the timeline talking shit like, oh, this doesn't move me? Fuck you. You're not human if this doesn't move. This is one of the hardest goddamn series we've ever fought. We lost 2 players to literal abuse by them. Like, these are the dirtiest team that we've ever played. They cried more than any other series we've ever played. I've never seen anything like this in my life. Like, how the fuck did the refs let them get away with what they got away with?
Mm-hmm.
And then they try to take us out with fucking Scott Foster and a 9 o'clock start time, and it still didn't work. You fucking piece of shits. You fucking piece of shits. You really tried to take us out with a coach. I mean, a ref that has ruined the Knicks time and time again. Like, you just don't even know what it means to me. Like, and then I have to tell you a quick story. I said it on the timeline. So, we go to all the Knicks viewing parties, click the link as soon as we can. So usually when they have parties in Manhattan, they're awesome. They have parties in Brooklyn. Awesome. We went to 2 last week. Fantastic. For the first time they had one in Queens, they had a bar that we had to leave. They only had 3 screens for a watch party. 3 screens. And this is by MS fucking G, which I continue to say is Miss Wrong. Then we went outside. They had 1 TV outside, and Moselle is our witness because he was with us. How about it was on TNT? It was an MSG party making me watch.
Oh, that's the one that they showed?
I complained because, I can be a Karen about my Knicks. So I complained to the people working at MSG, and they're like, oh, we're so sorry. They only have a Fire Stick out here. So you know what we did? We fucking Ubered from Queens to Diamantes to watch the fucking game.
That's what I'm talking
And then
about.
when we were in the fucking Uber, we're like, put on 98.7. We need to listen to the fucking game. like a psychopath. And then I just want to ask one final question to the panel. Who the fuck is going to Indiana? Because Jesus has to work, so he can't come with me next weekend. But all in my mind, I'm trying to recruit a team. The tickets are $122. It's just a little bit more than Philly. So that means we could go to Friday's game and Sunday's game for $300 fucking dollars, and all we have to do is get there. And I don't know how it's gonna happen.
Well, look, I'll tell you right now, Phil is already there.
Yeah.
Eddie was looking up the flights last night. Hector was as well.
Well, this is
we're
the
all
thing.
trying to get out there.
Phil's coming to the city around the 8th and the 10th, so we could do a watch party out here. And then I'm trying to go out to Indiana on the 12th. So I know I'm a lock for the 12th. I could do the 12th. I can't do the 10th just because of I have other prior arrangements.
Yeah, but the games are Friday and Sunday, but they're not gonna make it past 4. Like, who the fuck thinks they're gonna make it past 4? We're gonna beat them in 1 and 2 at home. We're gonna embarrass them.
I just want to say
we're going to 5. I don't think we're going to 5. There's no Embiid. There's no Maxey. No.
I just want to say this real quick while E is on the panel right now. I never thought in a million years I would meet someone that would match Eddie's fucking intensity. I fucking love it. I love it so much.
I'm the absolute worst. Like, I'm telling you, when we lost, my boss didn't make me do work. He's like, just stay at your desk. I know how hard this is for you. I was like, I'm telling you right fucking now. I have a Philly fan that had to come pick up a ring yesterday. I made my boss call her. I said, I'm not jinxing it. I'm not talking to any fucking Philly people today. Like, I don't want to fucking hear it. Like, I'm obsessed. Like, even people were telling me yesterday, they were like, oh my God, like you must have so much Knicks gear. I was like, are you kidding me? I work by the NBA store. It is my job as a Knicks fan to buy as much fucking gear as I can. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, don't count my fucking pockets. Fuck you. Like, this is my life. I've been spending on this fucking team my entire life. I'm not stopping now. We're in the fucking playoffs. Everybody needs to be fucking happy. I don't want to hear no bullshit. We were allowed to be sad and angry for one day because we lost a really hard fought game and we fucking won and it's over and we're not losing to the fucking Pacers. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Our reject, our reject, Obi Toppin had to score 21 for you to beat fucking a team of Bucks yesterday. It's fucking embarrassing.
She said our reject.
He is our reject.
I'm so sorry. I know other people want to talk. I just let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Number one, yes, let's fucking go. And I always love your energy, and you know that. Number two, we really need to start a petition, guys, because there's nobody on my timeline that literally gives you the up-to-the-second updates on tickets, merch, gear. Like, you should be getting a cut from the New York Knicks.
I'm telling you, we were at the bar and we couldn't go. We couldn't afford to go Tuesday. So we said, we're just going to go sit in Blarney's, right? And I ran into Terry, New York Terry, shout out Terry. And he was like, yo, why don't you make an unofficial guide to being a fucking Knicks fan? Because nobody knows tips and tricks in you. And he was like, you could charge like $5. I was like, I'm not selling shit. I do this for free because I love my fucking Knicks fans and I love the community. And anybody that I fucking know can DM me at any time for anything that I know about the Knicks and I'll share. I always tweet the links. I always send whatever they send me because I want us all to fucking win. I want us all to be a part of this team. I want us all to enjoy every fucking moment, every fucking heartbreak together, fucking win. This is our fucking team. New York forever. Nowhere. That's it. But I know there's other people on the panel. I don't want to be like that. I love you guys. I'm fucking watching. Jesus is trying to sleep next to me. No. This is the third time I'm watching the game.
Wake his ass up.
I don't fucking care. No, this poor man. I mean,
I'm just fucking around.
I've been like crying like a bitch because he has to work next weekend. And I was like, babe, there's 2 games next weekend. Can we go to Indiana? And he's like, babe, I switched weekends with my boss. I can't. And I'm like, I've never hated your boss so much in my fucking life. Like,
tell him I could get him a doctor's note. I'll send him a doctor's note.
He also she followed that up with also.
Right, but even though I've been recruiting all day on Twitter, I've been tweeting it all day. Like, here are the ticket prices for Indiana. Let's go. Let's get a team. I'm like the 18 now. Let's get a team. We need us all to go to fucking Indiana. All right.
All right. Then I'm raising my hand. Count me in.
Yeah, count me in for Indiana also. Count me in for the 12 for Indiana. All right, E? Let's lock it in, all right?
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
Let's go, Nick. Let's go.
His energy is fantastic.
That's what I said. I never thought that I was gonna meet Eddie. You have a match, bro. I realized it. You had a twin. When she came in here with that first fuck, I was like, yeah, Eddie has a run for his money right now. That first fuck, I was like, yeah, Eddie has a run for his money. We got somebody else backstage. Well, you know, we got to close the show. So we got one person backstage that he's the closer for a reason. He's the big unk. He's the OG of the Knicks community. He told us, Knicks fans, after the last loss, you don't worry. The New York Knicks will be back to close things out in Game 6. So I got to bring up the one and only. He has a whole close place in my heart. Jay Boogie, the closer. Jay Boogie, let me know. Put that
wait, no. Take him off.
Oh, okay. I messed up.
Hold on. I thought I had it ready and I didn't, and it's on me, and I'm sorry.
Okay, just 3 seconds, guys. Maybe 5 seconds.
Okay, because the way you do it, you gotta do it right? You gotta be like, yeah, coming to the panel, the closer, the one, the only, Jay Boogie.
Jay Boogie, we facing a lot of doubters.
So Ebony, First Lady of KOT, what you saying?
It's us against the world.
New York City, where you at?
We outside.
My Knicks fans, where you at?
Big town.
I'm looking down cause we on top. They looking up, see we on top.
On game nights, all I see is Nick traffic. For the playoffs, I'm wearing a June jacket. The best fans anywhere, we stay rocking. This my 4-point play, my Larry Johnson. The true definition of getting snubbed is when the 2 seed ain't getting no love. We know a cats from college known as teammates. Now the lead podcast and we some roommates. It's for the league, whoever wanna collide. That new commercial that told you I'm the vibe. Shout out to Mr. Rose, the plan working from the ESPN with these bars and Kendrick Perkins. Every game the squad, we just go hard. Coach Tibb, Challenger, New Dodge. 5 boroughs of breath, the Nick plan from the Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, Staten, and Brooklyn. New York City, where you at?
We outside.
My Knicks fans, where you at? I'm looking down cause we on top. They looking up, see we on top.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
Hey, Boogie, the
Salute, to recap. Essence, blessing, health, happiness to everybody. Hold on, let me just slow for a minute. Yo, I'm gonna use my man Hector's favorite line. Yo, how the hell I'm gonna come behind that? Shout out to E World Premiere. Girl, do you, man. She got more F words than Tony when she was like, can't you stop saying the word all the time? You know what I'm saying? But nah, shout out to her, man. Blessing, health, happiness to everybody on this beautiful day of life. On what they call it Happy Friday. You're damn right it's a Happy Friday. Especially what we did last night. Especially how we ran up in their building and did what we had to do when everybody thought we was coming back for a game 7. No, and we don't care about the owner. We don't care about you buying all the tickets and want to issue them out to all whoever you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Now, guess what? It's a pandemic in your building. You know what that means? You ain't got no fans for the rest of the season. Tell MB to take off that knee brace, put it inside that locker room. It's a real squad in this building, man. Everybody need to turn up. You know what I'm saying? I need to make a remix. Hey, yo, Philly fans, where you at? They inside. Philly fans, where you at? The Knicks got them. That's what should be the remix of that right there. But real talk conversation, man, we got an ill squad over here, the best thing going right now. And well, guess what? I'm looking to buy tickets for game 1 of the Eastern Conference. I got Cleveland knocking off Boston next round. They handling their business against Orlando. A lot of things is happening for this squad. Yeah, we know we 7 strong. We know we got a lot of injury. So what? Don't this team remind you of the movie The Warriors? You know what I'm saying? Don't you remember when they had that big meeting up there, you know what I'm saying, in the top of the East, and they had to go through Philly. Now we got to go through Indiana. Don't it remind you when the big meeting was up there in the Bronx, and we had to fight all the way back to Coney Island? This is what it is. We got a tough team that's ready to go. We got a tough team, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to fight. Sometimes you can't just play basketball, and that's one thing Indiana can't do. They can't fight. We can fight. We got a bunch of scrappers over here that's ready to shoot a one-on-one, that's ready to jump you for you being in the wrong neighborhood. And the wrong neighborhood is Madison Square Garden. We got the biggest, the most loyal, respectful fans it is in the world. We so loyal and so respectful. I got breaking news on my phone yesterday. The breaking news was, the Carolina Hurricanes don't want to let the Rangers come down here. The fans of the Rangers to be in the building because they're part of Madison Square Garden. What type of time is that? It's an MSG time. And we got 2 teams that's rocking. New York City is rocking. Everybody rocking. Enjoy yourself. Have yourself a good weekend. Let's get ready for Monday and air out these Indiana Pacers, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, my bad. I'm so amped. I'm about to turn over my phone. I'm out of control right now. You know what I'm saying? But yo, y'all make sure y'all have a great weekend. Everybody that's continuing celebrating, appreciate the hard work, the dedication to the team, everything that we got. You know, my wife was making some spaghetti last night, and she said, "Baby, you know what? We're a little bit short on the ragu sauce." You know what I did? I put my plate in front of the TV and let Dante do the ragu sauce on it. You know what I'm saying? He's back. And I told you, it's a difference between Dante and Ragu, man. Shout out to everybody that's rocking. Shout out to Hartstein. Shout out to all the players, you know what I'm saying, that do the small, dirty work. We know who Big Body is, a.k.a. the Barry Bonds, or, the Barry Sanders of the NBA. We know who that is. We know they snubbed him. We know they robbed him the MVP votes. We know they robbed him for the MIP. We know they ain't got him as the most clutch play in the 4th quarter. All that. But guess what? You got to deal with that man. You got to deal with that man night in, night out. And I put my money up against anybody it is in the league right now when it comes to dealing with my man Jalen Brunson. Y'all have a great weekend, man. Shout out to y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. Hey, man, send me your Cash App right now. Send me your cash. Text it to me. I'm going to Cash App y'all $20. You know what I'm saying? Go get a drink, man. Go get a drink, man. I think I've been drinking coffee over. Go get a drink, man. I know $20 is cheap for a drink, man. But, hey, God blesses everybody, man.
We appreciate you, Jay.
Yes,
sir, Jay Boogie.
Just to let him know, $20 is 50% off for a beer at Yankee Stadium, just because the beers are so expensive. But appreciate Jay Boogie, the closer. But nah, he says some things that is right. You know, people doubted us. People shitted on our team at the beginning of the season. We made that trade for OG Anunoby. We looked amazing in January. The injuries happened, and people still shitted on our teams. And even when it comes to the big media outlets, even when it comes to the big talking pundits on TNT, they all said we was going to lose to the 76ers. The only one that didn't say we were going to lose to the 76ers is the man who hasn't changed his tone, not just this season, not just last season, but ever since Tom Thibodeau took over this team. And that is the man himself, Kendrick Perkins, who has been waving the flag for us Knicks fans ever since Tom Thibodeau took over this team. Kendrick Perkins was the one that said Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose, they had a culture switch in New York City. And it's a big culture switch, something that we haven't had in years when it comes to camaraderie, when it comes to knowing the direction the organization is going to go in. Us as a fan base never knew where the team was going to go. So I just want to say shout out to Kendrick Perkins. I want to give him his flowers. Jay Boogie, you still back? Jay Boogie, let me get a thumbs up because I see you pointing. You want to come back up? Hold on, let me bring Jay Boog because he said one more take. He wants to come up. My fault, Boogie. Let me just switch it up. Go ahead, Boog.
Hey, yeah, real quick, man. The best thing that happened to me for last night is the game is when Brunson was being interviewed and he shouted out to Kenny Smith. Yo, is this Kenny? He was like, yeah, all happy like this. Nah, in 2016, you've been hating on me. Yeah, that's what he shouted out to him. You forgot about the Nova Cats against the Tar Heels, and you're a Tar Heel. You've been going against us all this time. You're switching up your handkerchiefs. You want to go orange, and then you want to come with yellow. See, the thing about being a Knicks fan, you can't win with a Knicks fan if you can't lose with the Knicks fans. That's why we so beautiful. We know how to lose together, and that's why it's so beautiful us to win now, because we don't been through the lost times, you know what I'm saying? I just want to get that out there, you know what I'm saying, for Kenny Smith and Steven. They don't be walking up, leaving the games, and you don't know if the games is over. Stop doing that. If we're going to lose, we're going to lose together. But when we win together, don't act like you was there when we was losing together. Salute, 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 3 capital S. I'm going this time for real.
You're muted, so.
Well, damn, Mr. Boogie. NYC B-Ball with the 999 Super Chat. Knicks in 6 against the Pacers. Let's go. All right, let's pull up some of the chat because they've been going crazy.
Yeah, appreciate the chat. Smack the like, hit the sub.
E says, winning is so much more satisfying when everyone discredits and doesn't believe. You know what? Let's talk about that for a second, Heck and Eddie, because it's been all season. Shut up, Bird. I'm sorry. Shit won't shut up. But it's been all season, right? The snubbing from the All-Star, snubbing Brunson all the time. Talk about he's not a 1A. We don't have the best guy on the court. I mean, we've been dealing with it all freaking season. Yet here we are. Keep talking that shit. The fuel that this team's content, every time they've done that, it's just added to the continuity of this team. Guys, listen, how weird is it seeing Tibbs in these post-game conferences where he laughs with that evil laugh where you laugh too, but you also feel uncomfortable like he might kill you, right? Because he's like, they all love each other. They really care for each other. This team really fights. Or, no, Josh is never close to coming out of a game. And like giggling and laughing. But yet, here they are still talking shit about us. It fuels us, man, all season. Tom
Thibodeau is the head coach version of Chris Jenner. That's who he is. That's who Tom Thibodeau is. The same evil genius. We're Fat Joe. And that's the one thing. Again, stop leaving before the game is over. I understand people want to get out of the arena. They want to beat the traffic. They want to beat the crowds leaving. Stop leaving the game. One thing that pisses me off when I'm at Yankee Stadium is when I see everybody after the 7th inning get up and start leaving the stadium because they had to get in the car and they got to drive to Long Island or to New Jersey and they want to be. Stop coming to the games then. If you're going to leave in the 7th inning, if you're going to leave in the last 2 minutes when your team is down, why even buy a ticket? You're wasting your money. That's all.
Even after what we showed it with that last game that we had one with that, miracle comeback. How could you even after that game? How could you at all think of leaving any game early? You know what I mean? Like, it's just
if I paid $600 for a ticket for the cheap, I'm staying to the janitors pick me the fuck out. Even when the game is over, I'm staying until they turn off the Wi-Fi in the building. I'm staying until the janitors kick me out. I'm staying until the ushers clock out and go home. Go ahead, Eddie.
Some people, Hector, have families, and some people have jobs they got to get up in the morning for. So, I sympathize with those fine folks out in Long Island and those fine folks out in New Jersey.
You would. Of course you would.
To make a living. to make a living
of course
for their
you would.
family,
Those fucking
to make
dirtbags.
this
Yeah, go
country
ahead.
great again. So
Oh
I
yeah. Oh
with those
yeah.
fine folks out
Yeah.
there. So.
Kevin in the
this
chat.
This is when Eddie gets taken off of the screen. This is.
We shocking the world, boys. Tell him, Kevin.
That's a fact. But there's one chat that I want to bring up. Empire Sports Media, they put it in the chat right there. And I just want to emphasize this. Job's not finished.
That's
the job ain't finished. Absolutely. I think this is a great way to end it. Yes, we're excited. Yes, we're talking shit because we just beat the Philadelphia 76ers. But when it's all said and done, job's not finished. We ain't done yet. We could take today to rejoice, to celebrate beating the Philadelphia 76ers, the Joel Embiid, and all the Sixer fans and all the Philly fans. You know, Philadelphia they got exposed as a fraudulent sports town that they are. But I'm gonna take today to celebrate that. But tomorrow, going into game 1 against the Pacers, right there, Empire Sports Media, job ain't finished.
Go ahead, Eddie.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, okay, I got it. This season, to me, it's not a success unless we get into the Eastern Conference Finals. So the job is not done. So I don't give a shit what happens. I know we're all riding high right now. Oh, we're gonna kill the Pacers. Job's not done until we get to that ECF and we play those fuckers up in Boston. Because I need to see us against Boston. I want to see where we stand against the so-called 62-team fucking, fucking giants that the Celtics are. Oh, they're so great. I want to see what the fuck we are against the Celtics. That'll be to me the true test of this season. We got to get.
It's kind of like you're saying that's the cherry on top for you, right? You want to see us knock out Boston. That's what you need for it to be.
I would love to see that, and I think we could beat them too. I don't think there's some unbeatable fuck. I don't think they're as good as Minnesota. I don't think they're as good as fucking Denver. Fuck no, we could beat them. I'm not even questioning it. But one thing at a time. Let's start with Indiana, and then we'll worry about fucking.
There you go. Shout out to
the
Gabe.
best part is we are only 2 days away from round 2. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday, right? The game?
Yeah, it's Monday. Three.
3 days. All right, I don't count today. For those of you in the chat, literally the reason we're ending the show a little before 1, we're about to have our meeting about putting together this watch party. We're trying to lock it up. We're trying to set it up. So we'll let everybody know. Stay tuned for that. Appreciate all 350 plus that have rocked with us all morning long. Let's go, Knicks. We got the pop off 2 o'clock. What else? Anything else before we get out of here?
Yeah, I got one more message. Just so you guys know, May 29th is a Wednesday. I got hit up last night. I got invited. It's a public school out in Jamaica, Queens, to be a part of Career Day. So Wednesday, May 29th, I will be out there in Queens with the young ones, giving back, talking Career Day, different opportunities for young kids in sports media and just media in general. So I got hit up last night. Super excited. Very looking forward to this.
Queens represent. I like it. I love it.
Go fuck yourself, Eddie.
Kobe,
you're actually giving back to a community that I care about. So good.
Okay. You're welcome, Eddie. But no, read Delano's quote.
Me over you instead. I mean, come on.
Delano said we're quoting Kobe now. Job's not finished. A quote from a legend from Philadelphia after we beat the 76ers is trolling at its finest. Listen, when the troll of all trolls is proud of you, you've done something right. Appreciate every single person in here. It would take forever for us to literally go through and shout everybody out. Thank you guys all. And on that note,
Deuces!